Salutări din București, mi-am zis pe ceva. Numele meu este Marius, pentru cei care nu știu acest canal. Pe ceva găsiți foarte multe chestii legate de entertainment, printre care și press junket-ul. Dacă nu știați, încă ceva, este unul dintre puținele, singurele, poate chiar unicul din România, unicul canal din România care participă la press junket-urile organizate ocazional, ba de HBO, ba de Netflix și în curând și de alte companii. Așa că dacă vreți să vedeți ce mai spune DP-ul de la Justice League sau ce mai spune, de exemplu, regizorul de la 1899, ăsta e locul în care le găsiți. Așa că dacă vreți să vedeți astfel de clipuri, dați subscribe pentru a nu rata următoarele clipuri. Vă mulțumesc și acum Press Junket-ul 1899 alături de actorii principali și scriitorii și producătorii acestui serial excelent. Vă mulțumesc! Vizionare plăcută! I'm gonna give you the because we need to be brief, sadly. Amazing work, love the show, really love the show. I was expecting to love it, but not that much. So many questions, so many things, so many stuffs happening in there. So basically, Andreas first, how does it feel to be in two of the best shows on Netflix right now?
Well, you make my day. Well, I'd just be privileged. I'm really grateful, to be able to work with these people, with these, incredible creatives. I know that Jantje, Friese, and Barnard, Odar, they really create stories that are extraordinary, full of mysteries, packed with incredible, unexpected turns. And so even for me as an actor, having done this job for 25 years or something, you don't very often encounter, well, actually, you never encounter stories like that. And so I know what it means, and I'm really grateful.
It feels very high scope in the way they write the stories, So this is a question for all three of you now, basically. So I'm sorry if I interrupt you, but I need to because I'm just going to miss out on the questions, So basically, how does it feel when you're working on because it's such a big difference, I feel, from a normal script that goes through the hero's journey and basically just goes step by step to the basics. And then you go to a show like Dark or this one, 1899, which is like, what is happening here? And I was like, whoa, how does it feel for you guys?
You have to use a lot of your mind and your body, and it's high energy, and it's very high stakes, high intensity. It's useful, both full of energy, and he's very efficient and knows what he wants. It's a 6 months of sustaining that kind of energy.
So that's how much it took. Okay. Emily, I want to ask you also, did you shoot in English or did you shoot in German?
Did I shoot in English? Sorry?
Yeah. When you were doing the shots, basically, when you're filming, were you guys talking English? Because it's such a multilingual show. Yeah. And I love that about it. And I love the fact that you have basically subtitles for most of it. That's a good thing, especially since many countries just double, just do voiceover. So did you shoot in English or did you shoot in German?
We shot in English. I mean, I was speaking English. Everybody else was speaking their own languages. I love it when you can hear everybody's languages. So
Good. So now I'm going to just go again to Mr. Gibson, I wanted to say, from Junket, because you know what I'm talking about. So it feels like your character has, usually when you build a mystery, the mysterious character has a very long run. How much in front have you talked? Did Baran tell you anything about the future, basically, for your character? Do you know where you're going with your character?
I kind of knew, yeah. There was still a few unanswered questions, but I knew enough to know where I was aiming for, in my through line of creating the character and the role. I did have the answers I needed to get through each episode, right to the end of the show, of the series. So yes is the answer.
But you don't know anything about season 2 and season 3, basically. You just knew enough for season 1.
Yeah, that's all of us. Only we've kind of approached this as one season, because
that's for all of you, all three of you. You just know for the first season. That's it. That's what you have being briefed on. Emily knows something.
I mean, we were kind of told the overall arc of the big ideas of the show, which is really exciting. Which I can't.
Feels exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you very much. They're telling me I basically have 30 seconds left, so I'm just gonna close it here. Thank you very much. You're doing an amazing job, and I hope to see you next year again. And be
Great. Thanks for
assured that-
watching it, and thanks for your interest.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Have a
Thanks a
nice
lot.
day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Basically for both of you, because you both work on this in equal measure. So the first question, which is going to be a short one, is how many seasons do you have planned for now?
So it's concepted again as a 3-season show because we just believe that mystery, that's like the best way to tell mystery stories. But it comes with a but, like enough people need to watch season 1 so that we do get a green light for the second season.
You'll get the green light. Don't worry. It's
Not-
done.
Can we have that
Not
in
everyone-
writing for Netflix?
Yes. I'll make sure of that. The second question is a bit, if you can give me a bit of a more detailed answer on this one. How do you start your mystery building process? Because it feels like, compared to any other like J.J. Abrams style of mystery building, yours is far more complex. Do you start from the beginning or do you start from the end? Which one? Where do you start with it? How do you start with it? How do you build the mystery, basically?
We always start, first of all, we're very playful people. And I think maybe not even just mystery, but especially mystery has to be done in a very playful way. That means you start somewhere and then you're jumping to something else, and then you have to jump back again and redefine it, get rid of certain things that you thought are great, but then they don't make sense anymore because you're constantly creating, or you should at least constantly create a system that's in itself logically and it works, and it's not just nonsense and just what if, and then it could be this and it could be that, and we solve it later. Then the second part that we always have is we need to find the main theme of the mystery story itself. Like in Dark, it was time or quantum physics and what time means and if time is linear or not. Like that was very important for us on Dark, and we have a very, not similar, but a similar higher philosophical idea, bigger theme that's also rooted in science. We can't spoil right now, otherwise take away the fun. But that's the second part we definitely always need. And then you have to, as I said, jump from the beginning to the end, from the end again to the beginning. And that was the third thing I wanted to mention. You also have to know your ending. At least have a sense of it. You can't just go out and go crazy.
Grow it.
Figure out later what it is. We always knew what the ending of Dark was, but all the ways in between were very flexible and have changed. But it never changed that we wanted to end how we ended Dark, and we have the same idea for 1899. But again, only if we are allowed to do 3 seasons.
Do you change it even mid-season if you feel like something is not working?
Yeah, we
Like-
constantly
Yeah?
change everything when we feel it's not working. But it always stays in a structure. But the structure itself can be moving. The way that we work is that we're so flexible that we're getting on the nerves of everyone else, because sometimes because Bo is on set and I'm in the editing room, and when I see a scene where I feel that we missed a point or something wasn't really understandable enough, then I communicate that back to set, or I write a completely new scene in order to fill that gap. So it's really a living, breathing thing that isn't like the writing process isn't stopped when we go, not even in editing, still in editing.
So you're basically you're looking at footage basically at the moment of shooting or the next day, and then changing if it's needed.
Yeah.
Cool. That's amazing. That's
We're changing smaller things, like
yeah, of course.
we need that information earlier, so we have to put something into the dialogue so we can get it there, or we need that item and have to have that in scene. We're not changing like major things, because
understand, yeah.
otherwise that House of Cards will
Still, it
fall.
is amazing. It is amazing the fact that you're both hands-on, even now during the production, like during the actual shooting. You're not just directing; you're actually thinking and editing through the process, basically. That's
Yeah.
really amazing, and that's a lot of work. So one more question, and then I'll let you be, and somebody else will take you.
Mario,
Yes.
sorry, you have to end. Sorry.
I just wanted to ask them one. It's just yes or no.
Nice
One question.
try, but
Yes or no is
sorry.
good. Let's do one question.
Are the
Yes?
two universes connected in any way? Eventually?
No.
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 Okay.
We're sorry.
Could have
no.
been interesting though. Could have
Yes.
been the Baran Odar universe. So hello guys. So congratulations for the show. You don't know it yet, but you're gonna be in one of the best free shows on Netflix. You know, so that's a good thing, I guess.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
That's a very important thing. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna do amazing things for your career as well. And we don't know it yet, but now I'm talking to future movie stars. You know, so I'm just gonna say that.
Thank you.
There you go. There you go. Have a laugh at it. So, two things I want to ask you. I asked the other guys as well. How do you guys feel? This is for both of you, basically. How does you both worked with Netflix again for different shows, basically, smaller or larger. How does this one feel, though? You know, how does this feel compared to the other shows you've worked on with Netflix? Both of you.
Feels amazing. I mean, feels very different from the one that I did before. And I like that. Very different character. I really enjoy working with this team. I mean, the whole Dark Ways team is amazing. Bo and Jantje, I love working with them, with a director that really knows what he wants, and a writer and showrunner that is so amazing, and who has written a very, very interesting story. So I'm enjoying it very much.
And hey, we were doing it in the middle of pandemic when all the world was closed. Everyone had to sit at their homes, and we were blessed to be here in Berlin with such an international, cast and do a great thing and travel. And so that felt like a true blessing, you know. And we knew that this is a big project, so we also were excited to take part.
It feels like a big project, doesn't it? I mean, it has that feeling.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this because I was on a different project, basically in the studios when they were filming. I can't say the name because Netflix, I need to wait until they clear me on that. But I was like 2 months ago, one of the biggest that Netflix has, and it felt humongous. It felt large. But this one, it feels also like the sets. Whenever I look at the ship, it's a built set, right? It's like most of it is built. I'm right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The ship is different parts. It's built in different parts. So they would put them in and then take them out and change them.
So basically you have the same soundstage and you just move in pieces and move out pieces, huh?
Yeah, I think I'm not. I
No,
hope
no,
I'm not
sure.
fucking it up. But
That's
yeah,
true,
it's
that's
like
true.
that.
No, you can. I mean, it's just a technical aspect. It's not.
They actually even have a round table where they put the piece in the middle, the piece of the ship, whatever it is, in the middle of the volume, and then they have a round table. So when they have to do the opposite shot, they would turn it around.
Man.
But it's very practical too.
Yeah.
Exactly. It feels like I was telling Baran as well the same thing. I was thinking like this feels very thought out. It doesn't feel like it's a well, we rented a house and let's shoot in it. We have 2 days. Fuck it, let's go. It feels very, very methodical about it. And the sound design as well. I love the soundtrack. I love the fact that you have that final song which puts you in a different atmosphere and just tells you, Did you see the show basically? Did you see the entire show?
I haven't.
Really?
I haven't seen anything.
Oh man, you have
I've seen
to.
a couple of scenes that they just showed me.
But if
including
You
the
have
ending.
to see it.
when you want to do a show like that to be, really a puzzle, a reel for like intelligent, you treat the audience like intelligent people, you have to think it through perfectly, So Baran and Jantje are absolutely great minds, and the genre they doing, I can risk and say they're the best in the world. So for us, it was also a blessing.
In terms
to
of,
operate
I would
with them.
agree with you. In terms of mystery building, and in terms of because the show does have this feeling of almost horror video game like atmosphere, but just pulls you back into a movie as well. So it's very complex in the narrative and in the visual style it shows. That's why
Oh yeah.
it feels very complex. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Good.
I think our director of photography, Nick, did an amazing job. I mean,
It is.
I talked with him sometime about like the cameras they were using and how the volume worked and and it's crazy, like the way the amount of preparation that they had to do for this and the research, and they're actually innovating in a lot of
Yeah. I feel like, and this is going to be my final. I know I need to end now. I feel like both Dark and 1899 now, they are setting new. They're building steps for people to use next on their projects. You know, like I don't know if it's complete innovation because maybe I don't know ILM does something else, but in terms of who comes next, will have solid ground to actually new technology and good stuff to use for future projects, you know. And that's amazing. That's amazing because basically the show doesn't pay only for itself, it also pays for future shows, you know, in terms of what they will
Not
do.
only technology, but also drama.
Yeah. True.
This genre of entertainment.
I think like basically, if you asked anybody 15 years ago, I'm going to finish with this on. Time is up. Yes. J.J. Abrams was doing all the, you know, the mystery box stuff and everything. And it was like, oh, J.J. Abrams, the Lost and everything. And Lost can't keep a candle to 1899. That's what I'm going to say now.
Wow. Nice. Thank you, man.
Așadar, astea au fost interviurile, sper că v-au plăcut. Îmi dau seama că au mai fost mai ciopărțite pe aici pe acolo, au fost niște mici dificultăți tehnice, tipic. Doar că data asta nu din cauza mea, ci de la echipa de producție din Germania, cei care s-au ocupat de Junket. S-au mai tăiat niște chestii, nu s-au filmat niște chestii, dar nu contează până la urmă că se înțelege foarte bine overall ce era de înțeles. Așa că, dragii mei, dacă v-a plăcut interviul și dacă vi se pare interesant, dați și voi un share, mai află lumea de încă ceva și dacă aveți fani ai serialului de asemenea care vor să afle și ei chestii noi și interesante, dați-le și lor clipul. Acestea fiind spuse, dragii mei, vă mulțumesc pentru că sunteți aici, vă mulțumesc celor pe Patreon, celor din comentarea încă ceva. Fără de voi, astfel de clipuri ar fi absolut imposibile și până data viitoare, nu rămân decât să vă urez vizionare plăcută, numai de bine, baftă!